1968, the last day in the life of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., Senator Robert F. Kennedy spoke these words. I have bad news for you, for all of our fellow citizens, all and people who love peace all over the world, and that is Martin Luther King was shot and killed tonight. Martin Luther King dictated his life to love and to justice for his fellow human beings, and he died because of that effort. In this difficult day, in this difficult time for the United States, it perhaps well asks what kind of nation we are and what direction we want to move in. For those of you who are black, considering the evidently is that they were white people who were responsible. You can be filled with bitterness, with hatred, and a desire of revenge. We can move in that direction as a country in great polarization. Black people amongst black, white people amongst white, filled with hatred toward one another. Or we can make an effort, as Martin Luther King did, to understand and to comprehend, to replace that violence, that stain of bloodshed that has spread across our land, with an effort to understand with compassion and love. For those of you who were black and are tempted to be filled with hatred and distrust at the injustice of such an act against all white people, I can only say that I feel in my own heart the same kind of feeling I had a member of my family killed, but he was a white man. But we have to make an effort in the United States. We have to make an effort to understand, to go beyond these rather difficult times. My favorite poet was Aeschylus. He wrote, "In our sleep, pain which cannot forget falls drop by drop upon the heart until, in our own despair, against our will, comes wisdom through awful grace of God." What we need in the United States is not division. What we need in the United States is not hatred. What we need in the United States is not violence or lawlessness, but love and wisdom and compassion toward one another, and a feeling of justice toward those who still suffer within our country, whether they be white or be black. So I shall ask you tonight, return home to say a prayer for the family of Martin Luther King. That's true. But more importantly, to say a prayer for our own country, which all of us love, a prayer for understanding and that compassion of which I spoke. We can do well in this country. We will have difficult times. We've had difficult times in the past. We will have difficult times in the future. It is not the end of violence. It is not the end of lawlessness. It is not the end of disorder. But the vast majority of white people and that vast majority of black people in this country want to live together, want to improve the quality of our life, and want justice for all human beings who erupted in our land. Let us dedicate ourselves to what the Greeks wrote so many years ago, to tame the savages of a man and to make gentle life of this world. Let us dedicate ourselves to that and say a prayer for our country and for our people.